is maxed out at 11. This has gone through the laboratory operations and the advanced laboratory operation. If you're going to be doing this hardcore, then obviously 11 is the way to go, but there is quite a considerable training time investment in order to get that to 11, so I would generally recommend 9 to 10 if you just...
Wow, I almost lost both drones, but I didn't.
Yeah, you don't really need to max it out, but again, if you want to do this obviously more hardcore, then 11 it is. So at the moment I'm making around 700 million ISK a day.
700 million a day?
BPOs. Do bear in mind though, this is across multiple characters,
multiple
accounts.
Never
Again,
mind.
It's something that I've done for a very long time, and it's a very nice way of making some income. And again, especially from slots that may not necessarily be used or utilised elsewhere, there's not a great deal you can do with the science area unless you do an invention and that. So if they're just laying idle, then I highly recommend obviously getting them used. Even if you're not making a huge amount of ISK, anything is better than nothing if you've got that ISK initially to invest. So obviously if you buy BPOs can be quite expensive, so you do need a little bit of investment up front, and you will need some ISK in order to be able to fund the actual research itself. But once you've got going, that's pretty much it. So the importance generally of things that you're looking for is how much it costs to buy the blueprint, how long it's going to take to research, how much it's going to cost to research, and how much can you sell it for once it's been fully researched. Now, there is a premium generally on fully researched BPOs. There's often the question of, well, why don't you just do it yourself? But there's a multitude of different reasons why sometimes you just want to buy it straight off the market, fully researched, get it done, get it into production of whatever it is that you want to be doing. In the future, potentially, if you do want to, you can sell it elsewhere once you've used it. So people don't mind generally buying fully researched BPOs as long as they're not an extortionate price or markup on them. Now, some ships, we're going to be looking at ships predominantly here, and some ships are not native to the space that you will be in. So for instance, at the moment we are in Caldari space. The Mauler is not native to a Caldari space, it is an Amar cruiser. And you will find that generally something that is imported from elsewhere is more expensive, and you can generally tell these are imported because they only have the 90 days tops. And yeah, let me do an example of one that is native. Where are we? Moa. Again, you've got the expiry date, which is over the 90 days, which means it is an NPC sell order. So these are being sold by the NPCs directly themselves, and you can see here price is... It's the same type of ship, so they should cost exactly the same in BPO price, but again, this is what, 12 million ISK cheaper than the Mauler, and that's because no one's had to import this halfway across the galaxy in order to sell it in jitter. So you will pay a markup for some ships. You can obviously go to Amar or wherever the ship is, buy it, bring it back to wherever you want.
3 million.
Obviously research it.
All that risk for
Again,
3 million.
Pay somebody
the fuck,
premium
man.
for doing that, or
That
you
is
can
not worth
do it
it.
yourself, which is obviously time that you're going to need to invest, and the dangers of transporting potentially expensive BPOs across the galaxy. So for this, we're going to have a look at the Mighty Moa. So let's scroll down. Again, the BPOs will generally be at the bottom if you've got it sorted by price order. You can see here we've got a 1020. Always hover over it because it does say 1020 there, but it doesn't always mean that it is. Looking at the writing on the left hand side where it says 1020. And that's going for 135. This person may just be desperately fire sailing to get rid of this, and they may have acquired it through interesting means, or it could just be that they're happy with the amount of profit from doing this and that this is the price that they're willing to sell it for. The next one for 1020 is 150, and then after that we are looking at 195. So we'll do it on the assumption that we're going to try and sell it for 150 million ISK, and in order to do that we need to take the Moa, take the BPO, put it into industry. Now I do a lot of my stuff at Tama. Distance may vary depending where you're doing it, but again this will give you a rough idea of how to work things out. All the way up to 10, so that's 10 ME, and then we'll do it for T as well, but it works out pretty much that it will be the same, give or take. And we can see here that in order to get it to our 1020 or 10 initially in the ME. It's going to cost us, in Tama, it's going to cost us 29 million ISK. So plus 29 million. And then it's going to be the same for TE. So another 30 million on top. It's 142 million ISK. Never mind any kind of taxes or sales after that. So that's going to make us 8 million ISK over the course of, what, 64 days? We'll work that out just for the giggles here. That's 125,000 ISK per day. And we're going to divide that by the hour. So we're making 5,000 ISK per hour doing that. So that's not a great BPO to be looking at. It's horrifically underpriced for what it is. If it was more at the let's have a look how much it would be at the 195. So it's 83 million for the BPO, plus 30 for the ME, plus 30 for the TE, minus 195 gives us 52 million ISK. Over the 64 days is 812,000 ISK per day. So per hour we're making 33,800. It's a bit more reasonable. Still a little on the low side for what I've been wanting. Excellent. For a second. It is going for 248 at current. Now do bear in mind, obviously these prices do fluctuate depending on how many people are looking for BPOs, people are researching the rest of it. But again, the more you play around in the markets, the more you get for how much they can sell for. And again, Alexa, assuming we've imported it, it's going to cost us 83 million ISK. And again, exactly the same for the research, so another 30 million for the ME, 30 million for the TE. ISK. Divide that by the 64 days gives us 106 million ISK a day. About 70k. Now I like to aim for about the 70 to 100k mark. And when I'm doing it, obviously more is better, less is worse. I generally won't do it unless it's 70,000 ISK per hour. Because for me it's not worth it. The smaller you go, generally the less profit there is to be made. Let's have a look at the Corex, for instance. It's not always the case. So this is what, 49 million ISK. Let's have a look at this in the industry itself. And we're going to be doing it in Tama. Tama's cheap. When I do it in Tama, it's dangerous to get to those, so again, market. Bearing in mind, Tama is one of the most dangerous systems in the whole of EvE, so again, if you're not particularly experienced in the rest of it, then I wouldn't use Tama personally. I would you, but again, if you're happy with reversing low sec and the rest of it, then Tama is great. It's a low price due to it being faction warfare. It's quick, because it's a SoD, and it is in a low sec, so you can get bonuses from it. With that said, 1 million ISK for the BPO, 3 million ISK to research the ME, and again it's pretty much the same. TE, which gives us 14 million, selling for 49 mil, 40 mil, this is 35 million ISK profit, and over 24 days, so that would be times 2, because it's the same amount of time for the ME as it is for the TE, again give or take, a day or two, but it's pretty much the same depending on rigs. So over 48 gives us 729 million ISK over the day, divided by 24, 30k ISK. Better than the mower, so the nice thing about industry, or it's like in the industry is the fact that it's still, once you put it in, for this one you don't have to touch it again. You basically buy your VPO, take it to the station you intend to research it at, or you can take 24 days where you don't have to do anything. There's no messing around, there's no fiddling around. That's it. I don't remember what it was for the cruisers offhand. Let's have a look. Thinking let's show specifics. Again, 32 days. You can only do, it might actually let you for 32 days, but 31 days is usually the max that you can do it in one setting. However, with certain skills it can all be done remotely, so once you get your BPOs to the destination, you don't even have to fly there. So basically you set it for your 9, which will take you 13 days, and then when obviously your 9's up, your 13 days is up, then change it to the last ME, which will add the extra days on, so we're going to have 10 days on top, making you, or rounding you off to the 32. Once you've got the skills, once you've got the BPOs in place, you pretty much, it's a 30-second job to obviously keep a tab on the jobs, how long that's left. Once it's done, you click remote complete, and then basically just put them back in and you finish off the research. And again, then you change over to your TE and you do exactly the same. And that makes it pretty passive. Again, it makes it pretty much one of the most passive income streams that you can have. And again, you could argue that obviously research agents are more passive, but let's face it, research agents have the worst ratio for ISK income out of anything in the entire game. So yeah, been researching for 10 years and you make like 200 million ISK. Yeah, wow, great. 6 million ISK a day. I don't know what it is. If it was more at the let's have a look at how much it would be at the 195. So it's 83 million for the BPO, plus 30 for the ME, plus 30 for the TE, minus 195 gives us 52 million ISK. Over the 64 days is 812,000 ISK per day, divide that by over 24 hours, and so per hour we're making 33,800. It's a bit more reasonable, I can live with that. Somewhat. So what was it? Still a little on the low side for what I'd be wanting. Let's have a look at the Vexer. I wanted to call it an Ishtar, I was struggling then for a second. So he's going for 248 at current. Now do bear in mind, obviously these prices do fluctuate depending on how many people are looking for BPOs, how many people are researching and the rest of it. But again, the more you play around in the markets, the more you get a feel for roughly how much things sell for. And again, Vexer, assuming we've imported it, it's going to cost us 83 million ISK. And again, it's going to be exactly the same for the research. So another 30 million for the ME, 30 million for the TE. It's 143 million ISK minus what it's selling for gives us 107 million ISK. Divide that by the 64 days gives us 1.6 million ISK a day. Divide that by 24 equals about 70k. Now I like to aim for about the 70 to 100k mark. When I'm doing it, obviously more is better, less is worse. But I generally won't do it unless it's 70,000 ISK per hour.
Oh wow!
For me, it's not worth it, and I can find BPOs that are worth it. So, look around for decent deals. And again, you can do, the smaller you go, generally the less profit there is to be made. Let's have a look at the Corex, for instance. It's not always the case. So this is what, 49 million ISK. Let's have a look at this in industry itself. And we're going to be doing it in Tama. Tama's cheap. When I do it in Tama, it's dangerous to get to those, so again, what's going on here? I need to do the market, and I need to change the market. Right, so back to Tama. So bearing in mind, Tama is one of the most dangerous systems in the whole of EvE, so again, if you're not particularly experienced in low sec and the rest of it, then I wouldn't use Tama personally, if I was you, but again, if you're happy with traversing low sec and the rest of it, then obviously Tama is great. It's low price due to it being faction warfare. It's quick because it's a Sotio, and it is in low sec, so you do get bonuses from the rigs. With that said, 8 million ISK for the BPO, Sotio, and I wouldn't use Tama personally if I was you, but again, if you're happy with traversing low sec and the rest of it, then obviously Tama is great. It's low price due to it being faction warfare. It's quick because it's a Sotio, and it is in low sec, so you do get bonuses from the rigs. With that said, 8 million ISK for the BPO, 3 million ISK to research the ME, and again it's pretty much the same for the TE, which gives us 14 million, and it was selling for what was it, 49 mil or 40, 44? I think it was 44. No, 49 minus 49 mil gives us 35 million ISK profit over 24 days, so that would be times 2, because again it's the same amount of time for the ME as it is for the TE, again give or take a day or two, but it's pretty much the same depending on rigs. So over 48 gives us 729 million ISK over the day, divided by 24, 30k ISK. Better than the mower, worse than the Vexer. Nice thing about industry, or this type of industry, is the fact that it can be scaled quite well. So once you put it in, for this one you don't have to touch it again. You buy your BPO, you take it to the station you intend to research it at, and then you click start, and that'll take 24 days where you don't have to do anything. There's no messing around, there's no fiddling around, nothing. That's it. Can't remember what it was for the cruisers offhand. Let's have a look. Thinking, let's show specifics. Again, 32 days. You can only do, it might actually let you for 32 days, but 31 days is usually the max that you can do it in one setting. However, with certain skills it can all be done remotely, so once you get your BPOs to the destination, you don't even have to fly there. So basically you set it for your 9, which will take you 13 days. Then when obviously your 9's up, your 13 days is up, you then change it to the last ME, which will add the extra days on, so we'll get another 10 days on top, making you, or rounding you off to the 32. Once you've got the skills, once you've got the BPOs in place, you pretty much, it's a 30-second job to obviously keep a tab on the jobs, how long that's left. Once it's done, you click remote complete, and then basically just put them back in and you finish off the research again. Then you change over to your TE and you do exactly the same, and that makes it pretty passive. And again, it makes it pretty much one of the most passive income streams that you can have. And again, you could argue that obviously research agents are more passive, but let's face it, research agents have the worst ratio for ISK income out of anything in the entire game. So yeah, been researching for 10 years and you make like 200 million ISK. Yay, wow, great. BPOs, on the other hand, make a decent amount of ISK, very, very little effort. What you are doing is you are adding value with time, and you are also taking the risk, i.e. moving them from place to place involves risk. The fact that obviously you can be ganked en route is risky if you don't take the right precautions, and the fact that if you are putting it in a player-owned structure and that structure is attacked and destroyed, that the research time, depending if it's got a core in, doesn't have a core or doesn't have fuel, then you're going to lose your BPOs. Otherwise it goes into asset safety. You will lose the research and the money that you've invested on that research. You will get the BPOs back, but you will have to break them out of asset safety. So there is a risk involved in obviously BPOs, and obviously depending on the size of the BPO that you're doing, that risk increases quite dramatically. If you're doing capital BPOs, if you're only doing smaller BPOs, then obviously that risk is limited somewhat. So let's have a look, let's see what we are looking at in regards to overall value and prices. So the Vexer, still want to call it an Ishtar, Vexer was 83 million and it was costing what, 30 mil for each of the research, and then it was 250 mil, which gave us 107 million ISK, divided by, what was it, 64? So 160, gosh, it's twice I've done that. 1.6 million ISK per day. Bearing in mind you've got 11 slots, 18 million ISK per day, not bad. Bearing in mind you have 2 characters on each account, so times that by 3 is 55 million ISK per day, and the vast majority of us have at least 2 accounts, so times 2, you could be making quite easily 110 million ISK a day by doing the research over 6 characters on 2 accounts. Doesn't take a huge amount of investment in regards to points, minus obviously some of that if you're not willing to go to 11 science jobs for each character. But again, still a decent amount of ISK, very low effort. Now again, that can be scaled. Different BPOs have obviously different values, so use it accordingly. Some of them will make vastly more, some of them will make less. It's up to you how much your time is worth and how much your slots are worth and what you're willing to do it for. Again, if they're just sat idle, you're not using them at all, then any ISK is better than no ISK. Obviously you will tie ISK up by buying the BPOs and then obviously listing them to sell. Sometimes it takes a while to sell, sometimes they sell out instantly. It just depends on how the market is, what people are looking for. And at the very worst case scenario, you might not make any profit and you may end up selling it for what you initially bought it for. It's very rare that happens. Again, it's like on super capitals, Titan BPOs, that seems to be more the case. The huge ticket items, the smaller items, unless they've been horrifically nerfed or somebody's got a huge stash cache of them all of a sudden for no apparent reason apart from stealing them, then yeah, you are very rarely ever going to lose ISK on doing this. And that is why I generally do it across the vast majority of the characters that I have. And it is time consuming, so that's a bonus. The fact that you don't have to go back to it particularly often. Keep a rough eye on it, write it down, have a spreadsheet with a timer, countdown, do whatever you want, check it when you log in, etc. But again, very little work for a good amount of return. So as I say, we've got 110 million ISK there for pretty much clicking a few buttons every, 20, 30, 20 days, however long it takes. And again, you've got smaller BPOs, again, the life supports and things like that can be very profitable. Some of the most profitable, to be perfectly honest, but hey ho. Have a look round. It doesn't have to be ships, it can be modules, it can be drones, it can be weapons. Again, I'd stay away from super small items that don't take a particularly long time to.
That was good.
Hello everyone, Tanak here. Tonight we're going to do something
Thank you, gaming since the 70s. I've liked to sub to your channel.
a little bit special. People love top 10 lists, and I've been playing for a while, so I figure
Bet you
it's
have.
time that I do my top 10 list of things that you need to know if you're going to be doing industry seriously in EVE Online. Number one, go Omega. I'm here on my alpha account just to show you what you get. What you get when you're playing an alpha account on the industry side of things is you're getting a teaser. You're getting like only a small fraction of what you need to do industry. So you will be able to launch a build job. If you go in production, you will be able to launch build job. You will be able to have up to 4 production slots, and that's it. You will be very, very limited. You will not be able to get all the way to 11 slots for production. You will be limited to mining frigate, so you will be able to have mining frigate, the venture. You will not be able to fly mining barge. Mining is the baseline, is the foundation of industry, is mining. You will not be able to access that. You will not be able to get efficient reprocessing. You will be limited to doing very, very.
I capped all that out before I started.
You'll be able to put
because I'm not dumb.
You will not have reprocessing efficiency. You will not.
I do have all of it. I can even show it. I can show it. I have all that stuff. If we take a look at it, so he was talking about skills around industrialist, the skill catalog, right? Yeah. Industry. It is science, I think it is. Research to 4 and 5 is actually in the next couple of weeks is finishing. Science. God damn it, that's annoying. That's so annoying. So annoying. Nice, I didn't have to heal because I dinged. Clack, clack. Why were you beating on this fucking wooden crate, you fucking idiot? Goddamn Bethesda NPCs. Right next to me, too. I swear to God, if I'm standing somewhere, some stupid NPC always comes walking up and starts banging on some blacksmith hammer or something. Drives me crazy. My mother had tinnitus later in her life for like the last 10 years. And so she has like a very, very like scientific, like medical reason why she cannot stand repetitive noise. And so having been around her over the last like 10 years, about 5 of those years, or well, like 3 of those years now. Yeah, like, well, about 3, actually it's like 4.5 of the last 11 or something like that. And like she'll hear a repetitive noise like tap, 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 right? Or it's worse when it's slower. It's like that stuff, right? You're like, oh, it's offbeat, but it sounds like it's on beat. And this is how Bethesda NPCs fire their weapons in Fallout. Like, and it drives me crazy. And they'll just sit there and they'll shoot forever because their AI isn't that good. It was good because it's an MMO. The NPC doesn't the mob doesn't want to really leave its pathing area because it's an MMO. It would be terrible if it did. Everybody would be swarmed all the time, right? So it doesn't really want to come find you. It just wants to shoot its gun and it can't see you, so it just shoots because it doesn't matter. It thinks it can see you, but it can't because it's buggy AI, and that sound drives me fucking crazy. And so being around my sensitive mother to tinnitus and noise, like repetitive noise now, it's because she pointed it out so much. She's like, I can't stand that repetitive tapping or whatever you're doing. Stop it, or whatever. She'll be like, stop. Or she'll be like, oh, you're eating noise drives me crazy. Or the clinking of the jewelry, or the clinking of the silverware on the plates is driving me crazy. Or the ice in your glass tinkling is driving me crazy. And it's because she's got tinnitus. It sounds really bad to her, you know? And she's and has also developed. I think it's a little bit of a mental thing, but not really bad. Like, but she has tinnitus, like for real. But it also like has mental, mental like ramifications because the noise like distorts her mentally. She can't think. You can see it. Her brain shuts down the minute there's repetitive noise. And now that I've been around her, she like infected me with like that. And repetitive noise drives me crazy. Not because the repetitive noise annoys me, but because it sets up my trigger in my head that it might be annoying somebody around me, right? And like like, and so I think, oh, repetitive noise is bad. I've got to stop it. It's gonna drive my mother crazy, right? And that's not the video game developers' fault. I don't think anybody cares about those noises except me. I mean, it gets annoying after a while, sirens and stuff like that. And it's not because they particularly annoy me. It's because all my life I've had to, like, well, not all my life, but like the last like 10 years I've had to watch repetitive noise like that because it'll break her brain and she goes crazy and gets all angry about it. And I'm like, okay, I do have some, I have like all the sympathy in the world for her about it. Tinnitus can't be fun, you know, it sucks. So, yeah, and she has to wear a hearing aid and all this stuff. It sucks. Her hearing's going, so she's got tinnitus, and yeah, and yeah, and so now, like, you know, all the time I'll hear like repetitive noise and I'm like, fuck, it breaks my brain so bad, you know. And because it's not that it's breaking my brain, it's that I'm getting a response to it that wants me to go fix it because I'll have to go fix it. She can't think to go do it. If something goes off like repetitive click 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 click, you can see her, it drives her insane and she can't think because she starts to almost have seizures and stuff because tinnitus isn't fun. It breaks her brain. You know, crackling noise, I think, like it, you know. And yeah, you can see her, she can't function, she can't think, and it drives her crazy. She's uncomfortable. I feel so bad for her. She feels like really uncomfortable when that stuff's going on. And so now repetitive noise sets off my third like it sets off my instincts to go fix whatever it is before it harms her brain, you know. And all my life, or not like all my life, but like the last 10 years, she's always been sensitive to sound, but like now it's worse because the tinnitus, right? She's always been sensitive to sound in a psychological way. She can't stand loud noises and repetitive noise. But then the tinnitus made it worse. So when it is happening, it's even worse because it sounds like crackling to her. And like, and yeah, and that sucks. Like all the time I think about it, I'm like, fuck, like that repetitive noise. Do I have to stop it? And so after a while, I'm like, God damn it. It's just easier for me if I had quiet. My brain doesn't have to think about whether my mother's going crazy right now because of some repetitive noise, you know? And so I'm like, you know, it's just easier for me to just have quiet. And honestly, I have repetitive noise going on in the like that noise drives me crazy. Like that noise is just an unpleasant noise anyways. Sounds like nails on a chalkboard to me. Sounds like the static on a television screen. It's a really terrible noise. And I don't know why they put it on their skill thing, you know? Hiding? Yes, you are. Well, maybe I can do something about that. He doesn't see me. Okay, I'll take the sneak in the back, sure. I saw you. Ah, God damn it. You're so annoying.
Have reprocessing, the reprocessing skill that you need.
Yeah, I have
So you will be
reprocessing, resource
very
reprocessing,
limited.
right? So I have mining to 5, mining upgrades to 5, reprocessing, reprocessing efficiency, salvaging, scrap metal reprocessing. That's something that I need to get on the list. I didn't realize. So yeah, I have lots of reprocessing stuff, but yeah, scrap metal. Yeah, I should be reprocessing scrap metal. I didn't really think about it, but that should go on the list. But this requires science 5 or something. I don't know, something I don't have or something. No, I am training to 5. I think I'm training it right now. Or no, I guess I just have it on the list somewhere is what it is. Yeah, so moon ore processing, shipware compression technology, remote reactions. Oops, dropped my pen. Reprocessing, mining, astrogeology. I'm looking for anything else that might need to be done. I don't really see anything. Oh, I should look at production, because I think that's it, actually, is what I'm actually looking for. Industry to 5. Mass production to 4. This should be on my list. Somewhere around here, around scientific network and stuff, yeah. Drug manufacturing is an interest of mine, eventually. But it's very hard to do in high sec, I think. You need null sec materials for that. It's one of the reasons they go to null sec, I think, is drugs. Industry, large ship construction, advanced industry I have to 4, and I'm training to 5. I want advanced small ship construction, which means that like advanced frigates and required for the manufacturing of advanced frigates and destroyers. I will need this, so but it'll be. It's weird because small. It doesn't seem to. I need to see what the requirements is for small. Let's see. Oh, that's one of the reasons why. Buy and inject, yeah. There. And that was 130,000. That wasn't bad. And now we have advanced small ship construction. This has got to go on the list, but it's got to go around the before the passive stuff. But this is the stuff I'm actually worried about. Yeah. So advanced small ship construction will go on my list here, so I can use all my BPOs. I don't know about 5. I'll leave 5 out for. Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know about 5 because it's going to be. Actually, that's not that bad. 7 days is not that bad. Supply chain management, interesting. I have advanced infomorph psychology, should have been done. 1 junk clone per level, yeah. Training to 5. Advanced infomorph is something that's there, definitely. Getting the planetology, planet management towards done here. I've got it all. I'm gonna do all of it. I think I'm gonna do all of it. Each day I'm gonna do passively in the morning. I'm gonna check the PI or whatever is required with that. And the fucking footprints are annoying me. Yeah, I mean, I got good gear. 5 ants, 4 spirit for 60 silver, but see. Yeah, I think that's actually a really good upgrade. I think I should probably get. I wonder where my money would go, and this is it. This is one of the things. Feet. 3 and 2 strength. Nothing really better. That's better. I'll buy that, yeah. Wrist, we have 3 intellect, 2 agi, 2 int, 2 int, 2 spirit, 2 int, 2 spirit for there. That's a better stat for me. And then hands, devious scale gloves, 3 agi, 3 stam, bandit gloves of the whale, 2 spirit, 3 stam. We're looking for, what do we currently have? 2 int, 2 spirit. We're looking for 3 int, 3 spirit for 10 silver. That's perfect. 3 int, 3 spirit, perfect. Yep. And good, we got a good, we blew all of our money, but I mean, got upgrades and gear. Gonna have to run the last 5 leather that I have into armor kits so I can improve the armor that I've, or I don't know what I bought. I better go look. Gloves and stuff. I know I got gloves, that's one of them. I'm gonna definitely need at least one. Oh, yeah, and that green's gotta go in my bank. I don't really want to worry about like sites right now. I'll just go do the ice event. It's easier and requires way less attention. Mining is more my vibe right now. It'll be fun when I drop, it'll be fun when I drop, all these greens and sell the, well, I'll just enchant it all, is what I'll do. But yeah, soon I'll have to switch enchanting next time I do my next batch of boss leather vests, maybe. I don't know. I could place them on the auction for a high price, and that would just... But I mean, it would also eat my money to do that, so I'm not going to do that. Some of the stuff I really don't need. Like that, I'm just going to use it now and get it out of the way. That stuff I don't need. And that I do. That I do need. Yeah. The Dark Shore Grouper. I think I'll place this stuff away for now. I should have sold a bunch of this stuff, actually. I'm going to go back and... Well, no, wait. No, I have all this armor. I forgot about that, so... Nice, small eggs, good. Got shoulders, that's an improvement, help my armor a bit. Pants, boots, bracers, gloves. So I'm gonna need 3 armor kits. I'll just make more. Should technically be buying medium armor kits now at this point, I think. But I don't have the money. You know, before I do this dungeon, I think I'd like to warp back to my... Wait, what do you want? Oh my god. The metal dome is good, but it's too high. I've been thinking about doing hardcore permadeath Fallout 4. Oh god. Oh yeah. So good. There's 2 fading volatiles. I'll go to the one that's at the bottom.
Warp drive active.
The snow is awesome. I can't believe they put snow in space, but why not? They can do that if they want.
Warp drive active.
I want to go back to my base real quick and do something. Oh, I want to redo this weapon I have. Okay, what do we got? We got nobody. Nice. So I want to go in the dead center of that. Approach. What was it? It's that crafted... Oh, no, it's a diseased honeybees. Damn. I got a cryolator. Really? I did. I got a cryolator, really? That seems really... Yeah, that seems like a really high-level weapon for me. Okay. Well, it's nice. Whatever. Two levels, that's good. I need gun per thingy. Concentrated fire, scrapper, and nope, nothing else. Okay. I need what is it? I think it's in intellect. It's gunsmith. I need gunsmith. Oh wait, no. I want the electrician one. Or maybe that's in charisma. No, it's not. Or is it endurance? No, it's what I'm looking for is gunsmith.
One slot for reaction. You will be limited in your research skill. You will not be able to do PI. The limit that you will have in industry are just basically too big to be able to go to not go Omega if you want to take that seriously. Now, can you plex doing industry? Yes, it is possible. I think now that it is possible. It's going to take a huge chunk of your profit, but somebody could be mining efficiently, producing, bringing in more than $1 billion a month and flexing with that. It is possible, but it is going to be hard to get to the point where you can flex. So you might want to invest some cash to get to Omega before even thinking of flexing with industry. So that would be my number one. Now I'll switch character and we'll go to number 2. Okay, number 2. Number 2 is mineral are not free. It is easy when you're starting out to avoid doing any type of math and saying, okay, I am mining stuff with my mining barge or with my venture, and then I'm using a blueprint and I'm producing stuff, and yay, everything's great. So if I'm selling that capital component here, or those 8 capital component at 42 million ISK, and we're going with the assumed sell price here, I'm not making 42 million ISK. the mineral that you're using have a value. You always have the ability to go sell those minerals straight away. So what you do want to take into consideration is that those minerals have a cost. So you will be like here, you can see that my estimated price of the mineral is 62 million, and the estimated item value is 43 million. So in that case here, I am actually losing money if I'm producing that item. That is because the estimated cost is very low. So there is item like that where there's an oversupply on the market. You don't want to be producing those items, and you especially don't want to keep adding to the already flooded market by not taking the mineral value into account. You would rather take a freighter and go sell all those minerals than running a production job and producing items that are worth less. So mineral are not free. Always take that into consideration. Always take the value of your mineral into consideration, and take into account that you might go and sell the mineral, and you could be making more money than producing. So you really have to not go blindly producing without taking that into consideration. Now, number three. Number three is use player-owned structure. A good example here is, as you will see, my structure here has a rig installed that reduce the value, the cost of mineral by 7%, and another 1% because I'm using a Raitaru. So each structure in player-owned structure in game have built-in bonus, and they can have rig bonus. So if you're using an NPC station, you're not getting those bonus. So you will get a maximum refining base yield of 50%. You will get a 0% material efficiency on production job. And the way you can find it out here is if you go in the production tab in facility, you can look at different facility and you can see here that, okay, this station has a rig for battleship, and this station has a rig for freighter, and a rig for industrial command ship. So it's the same rig, by the way. But you can, if you're browsing in the structure here, you can see which rig the station has. That way you're able to find player-owned structure, and even if they're charging you a cost, they're probably charging you less than the NPC station, and you can get more efficiency. So every percentage that you save on your mineral is money that you make in your pocket when you're selling. So that is a huge, I cannot stress that enough. Don't go refining and producing at NPC station. I mean, if it's an item of is not too valuable and you just need the item fast or whatever, okay, but I mean, you will not run an efficient business if you're going like this. Player-owned station have a problem, is that they're notoriously unreliable for the owner. The owner will close the station because if you like it, they can get attacked. That is part of the game, but it is worth it to manage that potential problem, to get that extra efficiency. Find a good corp, or find a owner that will let you use his station for a reasonable price. Find a corp that has station that can give you access, but you really want to be getting those bonus. So we're talking, you can get an extra, you can get, like, just for example, if you're refining in low sec versus high sec at a base at an ore, you will get at 55% base refining yield instead of 50. So you're getting an extra 5%, which is 10% more mineral because you're getting 50% base. So it is really, really significant. So take time to find yourself a nice place to produce with player-owned structure. Number 4, blueprint. You don't need to own every single valuable blueprint. If you're producing a battleship and the blueprint is costing 1.5 billion ISK, you don't have to buy it. You can easily go into the contract here and find, let's say I want to produce a Dominix or a Megatron. So a Megatron blueprint here, okay, less than a million for a Megatron blueprint, and it is a fully researched one. Now, how would a Megatron blueprint original cost? Well, we'll find out right away. Let me just check here. Marketer. So let's say a Megatron VPO. That same blueprint is 1.2 billion. So, and it's not a research blueprint. So you need to produce loads and loads of Megatron before it is worth it to buy the blueprint. Go buy this one. It's fully researched. So you're producing 10. It's still not worth it to buy the blueprint. You need to be producing hundreds and hundreds of Megatron for it to be worth buying the blueprint, and that goes for a lot of expensive blueprint. In the same reasoning, the blueprint that you do buy because you're producing often, do the research on them. Get them to the maximum efficiency, especially the material efficiency, because you will be getting 10% less mineral cost on your production. So that is extra profit every time you do a build job. So when you do get a blueprint, research them to the maximum. You want to have those blueprint research. And the first few, sometimes pushing it to 10 might be debatable because it's long, because it's expensive, but at least get them to 5, 6, 7. It's usually pretty easy, pretty fast, and it is really, really worth it. So research those blueprints. So that was number 4, master the blueprint system. Number 5, system cost index. Okay, each system in game has a system cost index, and that system cost index can vary greatly and affect the cost of production significantly. Like here, you see that in my system where I'm producing in Becquet, well, I'm paying to launch that build job. I'm paying 1 million is. Okay, if I would be doing that in a closed empty system with a 0 or 0.5 system cost index, I would be paying 250,000. One way that you can find it out if you want, and I like using that tool, is using EvE Explorer. Let's say I'm in Genesis, which is my little system here. You can go in the node and use the system manufacturer.
I don't really understand.
Here you can see that, for example, here in Becquet, I'm at 0.3, and what you want, at 1.95, like we saw before. What you want is you want to have this cost very low. Okay, this is when we got into Becquet, and just to give you an example, when we got into Becquet initially, it was at 0.10, like this. Okay, so that is 1 month of our core of a 100 people corp producing there. It has an impact. The more people produce in an area, the more that system cost goes up, and the more expensive it is to launch build job. And I've seen people producing in JIDA. So if you go into JIDA, JIDA is the forge. Those system cost index here, or is JIDA here, 11.87. Perimeter, where you have the TTT, 11. Don't produce in those systems. You will pay a fortune in production cost. You don't want to be using those systems. So find a system in your area and find production facility in a system that is not used too much. You want to be using a system with the lowest system cost index. So this can have a significant impact on your profit. So just know that it is important. Okay. Now number six is contract. Okay, master the contract system. I've shown you before that can be useful to get blueprint. It can be useful to buy material. It can be useful to sell. If you are selling at an NPC station or at JIDA or even at the TTT at a player station, you will have that 1% tax. Well, you can save that because you can always have the ability to put a contract for what you're selling. It is especially true if you're selling large ship. You do not want to be selling large ship on the market, and you don't want to be buying large ship on the market either. You need to learn how to read a contract, how to understand if you're getting scam or not, and use that contract system. Put the same thing. Let's say I want to sell an orca. Well, is there any orca to sell? Like this guy here, he wants to buy an orca for 800, and you can go here and you can see like, okay, what's your competition here? These are guys selling blueprint, but you can go here. Probably first this is still blueprint. I'll get to the point where we'll get the ship. Okay, now we're in the ship. So you see, this guy here is selling an orca for $1 billion, selling an orca for 1.10 billion. So you can go into, you can compare it to selling an orca here in JIDA or the buy order in JIDA. These guys are buying for 1.3. So right now, I mean, first of all, these guys, I mean, you need to compare, okay? Because here, these guys are located at the end of the, this is null space. This is, I think, is null space 2. So they're still like, you still have to consider where the contract is and how you can get it. But you can save yourself the tax. Sometime you'll find much better deal on contract than you would in JIDA. So learn the contract and search the contract before you're making a large sale or a large purchase. And that is important, especially in industry, because a lot of large ships are being sold on contract. So learn that. Number 7. PI. You need to understand PI, and you need to be doing PI, and you need to be doing PI production here. There's a lot of tutorial that will explain how to do PI, and I'm not going to explain it here exactly, but you'll see. Okay, here I'm actually a very bad example, because I haven't moved my PI production since we moved to Becquet. I should be using like local planet where I can go harvest more efficiently. But you want to be using those planetary production because it is basically free passive ISK. You will have material that are produced every day. you will need those materials for a lot of the most advanced
Yep,
production.
I'm getting there
You
in the
wanna
next
set
few
up your
weeks.
PI to produce your material that you will use in production. Also, when you're doing PI, the important thing to remember is that you have all those skills here that you need to advance, to train, to be able to do your PI. And you want to train the most important one, interplanetary consolidation, which allow you to have more planet, and command center upgrade, which is important to make better use of the planet you have. And also another important skill in PI that you want is custom code expertise. Okay, PI in ISEC is not very good. The reason it's not very good, the main reason is the planet are a little less productive. That's one of the reasons, but that's not the main reason. The main reason is that you get an extra 10% tax on the ISEC planet. That's built in. That's the game is like this. So even if the owner will set his tax at 0, so okay, use my planet for free, that's the POCO owner, you would still need to pay 10% tax. That's built in. And that little skill here, custom code expertise, will allow you to reduce that 10% by up to 5%. So if you've got that max up, you will pay only 5% instead of 10% tax. And that is also, on top of that, you have to add what the POCO owner is charging. So all in all, PI in ISEC, but you want to be doing PI. It is. Okay, I need to stop getting out of the station. So that is my number 7. Get into PI when you can and use it and get those free passive ISK. Okay, number 8. Number 8 are invention skill. Okay, those are the science skill here. When you're doing invention, you will have a chance of success. So the way invention work is you're doing a blueprint copy, and then you're
I wanted that.
using that copy
Oh, it's
and with that copy here, there's a little thing called invention. Okay, and invention is basically you're trying to get that basic blueprint here to get a T2 blueprint, and you have here a chance of success. Okay, the chance of success can be altered by using a decryptor here. So if you have decryptor, you can use them and select them to use them. But what I wanted to talk to you about is here, those science skill will affect the probability of success of getting your research job. So you want to be using, if you're doing serious invention, you want to pump those science skill because you want to increase your chance, because every time you fail, you're losing decryptor and you're losing blueprint copy. So the higher that chance here, the more efficient you are, the more successful invention job you will run, the more blueprint you will have to run your T2 production. So if you're doing serious invention, get into that ASAP. Okay, that is very, very important. Number 9 is reaction. Reaction is the process by which you turn moon mineral or gas or biochemical into higher tier material that you can use for more advanced production. For example, okay, there's 3 types of reaction. You got the composite reaction, the hybrid reaction, and the biochemical reaction. So the example here that I'm going to give you is composite reaction. So the way it works is you have those, you have blueprints here, which are called formula. It's the same as a blueprint, but you can't research them. And you will use your formula and take material and fuel block and get an output. So the way it works is there's a two-tier system. So you will start with, these are what you get when you refine moon mineral. So that's the moon goo. And when the first step is you will turn the moon goo into what they call an intermediate material, like in this case, fernet alloy. And you, once you get like, you can get a bunch of those material here. So here you have the moon goo, here you have the alloy, and then what you will do is it's a second step in the process where you will take your intermediate material, and again usually it's 2 intermediate material plus a fuel block, and you will produce what is called composite material. Composite material are used in T2 production. So if you want to build a T2 ship, well, you will need composite material. So that is how you produce them, is through reaction. One thing that you need to know is reaction can only be done at player-owned station in low sec, null sec, or wormhole space. You cannot be doing that in ISEC. You cannot be doing reaction in ISEC. And if you want to get serious with production, you will want to get into T2 production. You will want to, because there's more profit in there, because there's less people, there's less competition. So if you are serious about production, you will want to get into that T2 production, and you will want to get into reaction. So that was my number 10. Number 10 is I told you about contract. That's one way to sell, but you will probably still sell a lot of your stuff at a player station, because like if you're selling railguns or ammo, that usually won't sell too well on contract unless it's part of the ship. So you will need to sell at station. What you want is you want to rank up 2 skill, which is accounting and broker relation. Those skill will lower the amount of
wow, 24 damage resist and 3 to special stats when health is low.
Really
wow,
important skill, especially if you're using NPC station like Jita, because they will. I mean, if you can save a lot of money, because down the line, if you're saving like 2% on every transaction you make, well, on your EVE career, it's going to be a lot of money. So don't forget about those those 2 skill, accounting and broker relationship. And if there is a player-owned market in your area, I mean, I understand the appeal of selling into Jita because of the volume. Things sell fast. I can understand that you want to sell in Jita, but do consider using local station, local player-owned market hub. You can pay a lot less tax. Sometimes you can save yourself travel. Sometimes if there is enough volume to support a little local market, you can be making more money. So always check
named
the market.
weapon.
Learn to play the market, because producing the entire
Feels like I walked into a nightmare. Those scorched things are everywhere. I kept quiet. They didn't see me. I managed to observe them for a bit. Whatever this disease is,
56 damage.
completely
Let's see how it runs.
the ones that used to be human, eventually they go rigid, like some kind of stasis. And if they stay like that for too long, they sort of burn up, from the inside out. Vesuvius in reverse. I wondered what could possibly cause all this. And swoop down from the sky, screeching, breathing, infecting everything. I don't know how to fight this, but we need to consider all our options. Even the nukes. We find the source of this scorched plague and wipe it from the map before it can leave Appalachia.
Well, well. Another visitor to the Responders' graveyard. Must be pretty good to have gotten past all those mutants out there. Come to pay your respects to the fallen.
You should too. This is the Overseer. Signing off.
That's good. Important to honor the memories of those who lost. I got a brother around here, somewhere. Maybe somewhere else. All I know is one of these responders came to check on him. A few years too late, looks like. Now, I'm just marking time while the cancer eats me up from inside. In the end, none of us can escape our fate. We'll all be food for the worm. That's just the kind of me. Well, kindness, this is a book. Marcus, he fought back then. I do. Marcus. Back to walk among. Well, but I guess call me as Marcus. He followed back then. I do. Time's all I got left.
All hands to Morgantown Air Force Base. I repeat, all responders report to Morgantown Air Force right away. Bring any weapons you can. Scorched are coming, and there's a lot of them. Please hurry. There's not much time. Don't let that.
asteroid is depleted.
Ah, I got him. I can't believe I got him. I did. I fucking got him. Straight landed on his feet, I think. I don't care if it's NPCs. It's more fun than players because I can do it in my pace. $312, not bad. You can't walk.
Welcome to a brand new Fallout 4 build, the Deadshot Merc. If you're looking to cause a bit of chaos and go wild in the Commonwealth, then this is the build for you. The Deadshot Merc has 1 strength, 8 perception, 1 endurance, charisma and intelligence, 10 agility and 7 luck.
Sounds good.
Really min-max things here. This does include the special book in Sanctuary, which you should make sure to grab at the start of every playthrough. You hear that people who always comment going, oh, this is one more special point. Just grab the special book. First thing you should do. Sorry, I'll get back on the script. Additionally, you're going to need to get the Perception bobblehead early on in order to pick up one of the perks. Other than that, all bobbleheads, magazines, and the like are technically optional, but always worth getting nonetheless. The main perks for this build are Gunslinger, Action Girl, Gun Fu, Bloody Mess, Better Criticals, Critical Banker, and Grim Reaper's Sprint. First, and arguably most important, is the Gunslinger perk. This is the main damage perk of the build, but also comes with the bonuses of increased range, a chance to cripple limbs, and the possibility of disarming your foes, which is the best part. Next up is Action Girl, increasing the speed at which your AP bar refills. It's a simple one, but absolutely critical for a VATS-based character. One that's more flashy is Gun Fu. This will let you deal bonus damage when fighting multiple foes. Once you hit your 4th target in VATS, you also get instant crits when the perk's maxed out. But you're going to want to make sure those crits really pack a punch, so we've also got Bloody Mess and Better Criticals. The former gives a small amount of bonus damage all the time, while the latter gives a large boost to the damage of your crits. As critical hits are such a big part of the build, I've also thrown in Critical Banker. Another straightforward one, each rank letting you store an extra critical hit. The final main perk is Grim Reaper's Sprint. This will give you a chance to instantly refill your AP bar whenever you kill an enemy, helping you to jump in and out of VATS without waiting around for the bar to recharge. The additional perks for your build are Awareness, Penetrator, Quick Hands, Scrounger, Mysterious Stranger, and Idiot Savant. The first rank of the Awareness perk isn't really one I pay attention to, but the second rank will give you 5% higher chance to hit in VATS, along with 5% more damage, which are both bonuses. The Penetrator perk is absolutely amazing when it decides it's gonna work. Being able to ignore cover puts you at a major advantage over your enemy, but I found there were some instances where the bullets would still impact on the object, even when VATS claimed it would go for a hit. Next perk is Quick Hands. Reload faster, gain 10 extra action points. Simple benefits that keep you shooting faster than your enemy. The Scrounger perk is here to try and keep you stocked up on ammo. The main type you'll be using is .44, which is a little rare, so Scrounger will give you some more as you go. The final rank also gives you a chance to refill all the shots you spent when you fire the last bullet in your gun, keeping you stocked up without even needing to do anything. As you spend almost all your combat encounters in VATS, it made sense to throw in the Mysterious Stranger perk. While never something you can rely on, this can sometimes be a huge benefit in a clinch situation. And
I
finally,
was in my junior year when I got the news that Mom died. Mining accident. Everyone in West Virginia has a story like that in the family. I started living in the library more than before, and I was already there most days. And Evan, Evan, Mom had introduced us just a few months before. Graduated a year ahead of me, just went right to work in the mines. So handsome. Oh, and those arms. What West Virginia girl could resist all that? I can't believe he stuck with me. After the funeral, I didn't want anyone around. But there he was, showing up in the library after his shift with a lunchbox for us to share. Every day. When the career fair came, and I met the people from Vault, it was like a light turned on. Protecting families, protecting their future, protecting America. The first thing I did when I got the acceptance letter to Vault-Tec University was head over to Mom's grave with Dad. He was happy I was staying in West Virginia. So was I.
Oh, yeah. There's a thing in the water I have to do. So stupid. I forgot about all this. You go to where the river to the north. I don't remember its exact name. Cliff something empties into the ocean. Almost to the uncharted waters. I see it. Yeah, I see it now. Alright.
The asteroid is depleted.
Then I have to go to Iron Forge, which is like a fucking long walk. At least I can die. I can pretty much like aim my character in one direction pretty much most of the time and just run. If it was hardcore, I'd have to pay attention. So it's not that bad, but it's a long walk. It's even if I was paying attention, it's 25 minutes, I think. So it'll be like an hour of just stumbling in one direction. Hopefully I don't go too far or fall or something. Calabim banana. Get these cats right here. Oh, okay, you broke my macro again. What was that? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna reload UI. You weren't doing that before. Damn it. So we're done here, which is cool. And then I can go to that. Okay, so tell me when was something that I was trying to do. Did I get it? Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's see if it works. You are my sus macro broke for some reason. Why? Oh, because I haven't. I see now what's wrong. Okay, well, that's alright. I was like, why is my macro broke? Now I know. I don't have my Sunfire on my bar. I mean, I guess while I'm in Stormwind, I could look for dead mines. No, I don't know. 16's too low. Never mind. Could do... I don't know. Oh, I like that. Why is it all Sunfire? Interface did fail because of an add-on. Why? Oh, good, it's working again.
Fugitive is attempting to...
That armor's really strong. Come on. Oh my god. Oh god. Did I go too far? Yeah, I did. It's alright. Is there a hunter out here? The hell? Maybe he has a class quest or something.
quite intact. That's a pleasant surprise.
Why would you build this goddamn badly? You fucking idiots.
You can almost hear the hustle and bustle of students gathering, talking, and rushing to get to class.
Would you like a flight to Ruttheron Village, courtesy of the Cenarian Circle?
Oh man, I'm getting this entire one to myself. How did that happen?
All clear. Citizens will not be harmed.
Overseer's personal journal. 4 years of living, learning, and breathing vault tech. Graduating with honors in the Overseer track. Dad was so proud. Came out even though he was already so sick. I must have impressed the right people because I was offered the next available Overseer slot. I had just graduated. It was supposed to take years. Maybe they knew the war was inevitable. When I learned that 76 was going to be built, I was so excited I jumped right out of my chair and did a little dance around the living room. Appalachia would be safe, no matter what happened. Evan chose that moment to propose, a lughead. He knew I wouldn't say no after hearing the news. He knew me better than anyone. Dad died a few months after Evan and I moved in together. He really wanted to walk me down the aisle. Well, I didn't really get to walk down there either, so...
Oh, I didn't need to fly, did I? Oh, I did this wrong. Oops.
I think it's time I went
I
home.
was thinking it was the wrong
I owe
dock.
Evan that much.
Oops. That's okay. It's only like 60 seconds.
To maintain our link to the mainland, we
90.
have hippogriffs constantly flying between Rutheran Village and Darkshore.
Oh, I'm full. Okay, well we'll let the cycle finish so I get full. I think I like this character, but it's too easy and it's too fast. I'm going to kill the world. All progress made with characters on that world. Yes. Standard perks allow only specified perk effects to be enabled. All perks disabled. Default standard perks only, legendary perks only, okay. Drop additional loot on death, yeah. Nukes flurry and creatures. No, I want the standard. Weather's default. Power armor train should be disabled. Jump height should be nuclear. Oops. Wait, I wanna since I'm here, I wanna go. Wait, no, I don't. No. I just wanna stay here. It's alright. Fuck it. I'll get my drones later. Wait, no, I do. I just don't know where I'm at. Where am I at right now? It's this one. I wonder if I can save that location. I don't think I can, but let's see. I'm at this one here. YLT090.
Warp drive active.
No legendary mods. Pass is on. I don't want to do proximity spawn because I can't AFK. That's in melee because is 0. Difficulty is nuclear. Dismemberment is frequent bloody mess. Ragdoll behavior is normal. Infinite ammo is on. Damage received is nuclear. Damage dealt is nuclear. Yeah.
Docking request accepted.
I might have to make a new character, but that's alright. I can make a new character. Okay, now I go catch the boat. Double XP and score. Cool. Can't meet Stu this over. Okay, so I am here to look for my ice harvesting drones and dump out these drones currently for my ice harvesting drone to... Oh, is it only one? Okay, only one, huh? Okay, now we're a bit more ready for it to do what we wanted to do. Gonna be a long video today. I'm not tired, which is good.
Warp drive active.
Oh god. I went off the dock. No. Oh, I went too far. Oh well. Try again. Oh good, it did start me again, huh? Oh, I don't know. What level am I? I'm level 1. It did start me over, but it kept my character, huh? Let's see.